Hey guys, welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket off-meta deck tech. Today I've put together a really fun one for you. I've been brewing up a way to make Cramorant work, and I think this is a pretty viable deck. I've won quite a few games against meta decks, such as Mewtwo decks, Celebi decks. You know, it can be a little hit or miss, but if you're the type of player that wants to just bring something a little off meta and have a pretty good chance of actually defeating these annoying meta decks, I think you'll actually have a lot of fun with this one, because who doesn't want to defeat a Celebi or a Mewtwo with good old Cramorant? So this is the star of the deck, and it's kind of what I built the deck around. And we're going to get into it and kind of explain why I chose certain Pokemon to go with this. Real quick before we get started though, if you like off-meta deck techs, be sure to check out my channel, leave a like, maybe subscribe. Check out some of my other videos because this is what I specialize in Pokemon Pocket. I try and brew up some really crazy ideas, and this is my latest one. And thank you to all of you that have been leaving really nice comments on my videos saying you tried out my decks and won some games. It's awesome to read stuff like that. So you're driving me to make more like this, so thank you. So let's start with Cramorant. 80 HP, it's not a lot. That is for sure. But his move, Dive, which is 3 energy, 2 water, 1 colorless, for 60 damage, can really be a menace. The idea is to ramp up into this as quick as we can, and that's also why I call the deck Cramorant. So let's kind of talk about why I decided to go with a choice that you may not be expecting. And I put in the non-EX version of Starmie. I think this card is super underrated. Mostly just because it still has that 0 retreat cost. So it's able to get in there, say it's in your opening hand, and you're able to turn into this on your second turn. And you're able to retreat and bring back that water energy with you, which you'll then be transferring to the Cramorant with Vaporeon. I also just really like an aggressive card like this. It's sort of like a hit and run tactic card. 1 energy with 0 retreat is incredibly powerful. There's no other card like this in the game. This, to my knowledge, is the only card in the game that has a 1 energy attack with 0 retreat cost. Yes, you have the Lumineon and you have the EX version of Starmie, but those are both 2 energy attacks, and that makes a huge difference. I think people are really sleeping on this card, and in some ways this is kind of a really nice pairing with Cramorant, because you're able to kind of get in, get out real quick, and preserve that energy when you can to then transfer it to Cramorant. And the way that we transfer it, I'm sure a lot of you are pretty familiar with the new Vaporeon at this point, where you can transfer as many times as you want during your turn a water energy from your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. And in this case, Starmie kind of pairs really well with that. Now, I will explain something really quickly as well. I've been toying around with different builds. One build uses a single Eevee, so it uses 1 Eevee and 2 Vaporeon. The idea behind that is we generally only need 1 Vaporeon. We don't need 2 Vaporeons. We're not going to put 2 of them on the bench. And by running 2 Pokeballs, you're able to have a pretty good chance of drawing into your 1 Eevee, hopefully, and then you evolve it into Vaporeon with a good chance of getting Vaporeon in your hand because we're running 2 of them. For this deck tech and for the example game that I'm going to try and show you guys, I am running 2 Eevees just for consistency to get Vaporeon out there to show you how it works. If you wanted to run a 1 Eevee build, the card I would suggest that you put in instead, I would remove an Eevee and put in a second Giovanni, just so that your Cramorant has more potential to deal 70 damage, your Lapras has potential to deal 100 damage, and 50 damage on Starmie is also pretty good because it has a pretty good chance at knocking out some of the basic starting Pokemon. Let's see here. I'm running the 1 Lapras because... And I've been toying around with the idea, too, of running 2 Lapras, because with this new Vaporeon, it's really strong. The only downside to Lapras is if you're dumping 4 energy onto it, and that's like most of your energy that you have sitting on all of your cards, including your bench, and Lapras gets knocked out, it may be pretty much good game and game over because, well, you just lost 4 energy with Lapras. So I'd only encourage you to put energy on Lapras with Vaporeon unless you have some backup energy ready, maybe a Misty or 2 in hand. And that's it. Those are the Pokemon that we run. Also, do not underestimate this Eevee. If you have it, I highly encourage you to run this Eevee over the other versions because, well, I had a game where I got 8 head coin flips and Eevee did 160 damage. This little thing is a menace. Do not underestimate this Eevee. I think the potential to deal, on average, 20 damage is just way better than consistently dealing 20 because normally you typically can deal 40 damage with this thing, which is pretty good. But if you're not into the gambling aspect, just go with the normal Eevee. Of course, we're running 2 Professor's Research for the card draw, 2 Misty because, well, we're running Cramorant with 3 energy. We're running a Lapras. You have a backup Vaporeon in case you got to deal 60 damage. Vaporeon has won me some games by attacking. We're running a Leaf. Now, you might be wondering, why are we running a Leaf when we have a 0 retreat cost, when we have 1 retreat cost on Cramorant? Why not run X speed? And that is because sometimes you will be Sabrinaed, they'll bring out your Vaporeon. 2 energy costs, you're probably not going to have any, potentially not enough energy to put onto your Vaporeon and retreat it, and you may not want to sacrifice 2 energy to retreat it that you could be using on your other Pokemon. And also, the Leaf will allow you to retreat your Lapras way easier in case that is your starting Pokemon. So that is why I run the 1 Leaf, simply for the Vaporeon and the Lapras retreats. And then, of course, Sabrina, because I think every deck should run at least 1 Sabrina. So, what do you say we jump in and we'll put this deck to the test and see if I can get a good example game for you guys. Alright, so I am doing event battle. That way we're running into people that are probably using very competitive decks because they're trying to win games for the event. So it's probably some pretty serious decks in here. Grass deck, okay, so no weaknesses on either side. We do have the Starmie in hand, so we're going to start with Staryu. And hopefully we can draw our Cramorant, since he is the star of the deck. You're probably wondering to yourself, you know, should you try Starmie EX? The reason I'm not running Starmie EX is because I really like decks that don't run EX. I like the idea of not having the ability to give my opponent 2 points for knocking out a Pokemon. I just really like that hit and run tactic, right? I like having the fodder to kind of throw into my opponent. And if they kill it, they kill it. They got to do it 3 times instead of 2 times. Yeah, there's ways that you can play your Pokemon so that, you know, they have to knock out 2 EX Pokemon to get the victory, but that's not always the case. I would just rather not give them that opportunity. Alright, the opponent took a while to play their cards there, but we're ready. It looks like we're going up against the Celebi deck, so this will be a pretty good indicator of how my Cramorant deck can compete against the #1 meta deck in the game right now. Against this, though, I do kind of wish that I was running that double Giovanni build. Double Giovanni is really good for Celebi decks because you can do the 70 to the Snivy. You can do, you know, 70 one turn and 60 another turn to take out the Celebi. There's a lot of good reasons to run double Giovanni, but there's also a lot of good reasons to run double Vaporeon. If your Vaporeon gets taken out, one of the main gimmicks of your deck is gone. You'll never have a second chance to apply it. And if you do happen to get 2 Vaporeons out, you can keep trading and retreating your energy back and forth between the 2, which is always a good addition. Man, this opponent takes forever to make their decisions. Retreating the Snivy, of course, the smart thing to do, but we got rid of an X speed. 1 less X speed for them to be retreating the more important kills. Here's our Cramorant. I am going to play it. And, we're going to Misty flip this turn on Cramorant. Ooh, that could have been big. I could have got the Cramorant kill turn 1. It's alright. We'll get him on board later. He's getting his ramp pretty early. This ain't looking good. Ooh, that's a smart play. So now I can't kill it in 2 turns. Now, hopefully I am able to draw Vaporeon, because then I can potentially get Cramorant out a turn or 2 earlier. If I draw Vaporeon next turn, I'll retreat the Starmie, play an energy on the Cramorant, and put an energy on the Cramorant. And then hope to get the heads flip for that immunity against a potential Celebi attack. Okay, alright, well this is a big Misty flip here. We need 1 Misty flip. I do get it. Okay, perfect. That also means we can preserve that energy on Starmie. I'm going to put it on Starmie just as a backup. We'll keep that Eevee in my hand still. Heads flip here, even though I don't think it really matters, because he's not going to attack with Caterpie. I think he's running Metapod. Caterpie is intimidating, though. It's going to allow him to find what he needs to find way faster. And there's the concede. That was over really quick, but that shows you the potential of early game with Cramorant. We're going to do another game because I want another game that goes on a little bit longer than just a couple of rounds. Alright, right away we are matched into our next deck. Alright, so we do start with Vaporeon. Ooh, man. Maybe I go for the Vaporeon Misty start. 60 damage at the beginning of the game is nothing to scoff at. And that's because most basic Pokemon have 60 HP, so a good Misty flip on Vaporeon could be really powerful. We're going to play the Eevee since we drew the second one. Can't Misty yet. Eevee is not yet a water Pokemon. Alright, now I could kill it with 3 head flips with Eevee, but we're going to bank on the Misty flip instead here. I kind of hope I don't kill it because I want a longer game. I don't want another game that's over in the first round. Now, there's our Cramorant. Nope. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to use my first Vaporeon as a tank, since I do have that second Vaporeon. 120 HP is a pretty good tank in the beginning, once again. One of the other benefits of running 2 Vaporeon, 120 HP is a pretty good sacrificial tank, if you needed one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, that's so bad. I need Sabrina. Even if I had Sabrina, it's not going to do anything. Hopefully it doesn't have the Gyarados shit. Well, Cramorant can take out the Gyarados, though, with the immunity. Alright, here we go. Cramorant's chance to shine here. Let's see what we can do. Cramorant, by the way, is essentially a beefed up Dugtrio. I always loved Dugtrio. 1 energy, coin flip to prevent damage next turn. 70 HP. The downside is Dugtrio is a stage 1 evolution. And also he doesn't avoid attack effects, which doesn't really mean too much in the game quite yet. But it would mean that you wouldn't be able to be poisoned or paralyzed, which hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm assuming that's what the text means. 180 HP. Alright, that means we're going to have to get pretty lucky with these coin flips. Ooh, the Sabrina, though. I do think we have to commit. I think we have to commit to the Cramorant. Getting a backline kill right now is not going to mean anything. He's just going to retreat it into the Gyarados anyway. We do get the heads. And this is the power of Cramorant. It's essentially, hey, get a heads flip, you're dealing 120 damage. Think of it more as a, did you get your heads flip? Okay, congratulations, you get another free 60 damage without being killed. Yeah, I think he was a little unsure about... I'm pretty sure if I got hit with that shuriken, it would prevent the damage. Ooh, man, he took a chance there. I think he was trying to get an energy off my Cramorant. He took it off of his Greninja. I don't think that's game-breaking for him at all. Alright. Kind of hoping he doesn't have a potion. He's going to kill the Staryu. Alright, we need another... Oh, sorry, I got the evolution, just drew it. I need another heads flip here to stay in the game. Come on, Cramorant. Ooh, we get it. This is the potential of the Cramorant deck, so if you're a gambler, right, and you love those coin flips, and you love making your opponent rage, this is the deck for you. Imagine playing a Gyarados deck and Gyarados gets taken out by Cramorant of all things, right? Come on. You know you don't have a potion. Ooh, he's got to retreat it. Nice. He's got to build that back up. Hopefully he does not have a Misty next turn. He's continuing to whittle away at that Starmie. I'm thinking he is definitely going to probably retreat this Greninja. I'm thinking I force the kill on the Froakie in the backline, just so that I'm able to get a point, right? Because then I only have to take out Gyarados. So I'm thinking we force that kill. He's no way he's going to Gyarados, right? So we're getting a free kill here, just to guarantee it before he has a chance to evolve it, because a double Greninja hitting me would not be good. And then we can also see if we can get the head coin flip. We do not. Okay. So that means he's going to have to Misty his Greninja and hit with Greninja 60 damage, or get the kill of Gyarados with a Misty. Let's see what happens. This is such a good matchup. I'm going to, whether or not, like, just so you know, win or lose this match, I'm still going to include this match in the video, so keep you guys on edge. I don't like to, I'm not going to just always include videos where I win the match. I want to show you guys good, fun matchups, the potential of the deck. So even if I lose, I still want you to see, you know, the potential of the deck. Oh my. Of course I said that right after that happens. Alright. It's going to be interesting. But still, I think this is a fun one to watch. Ooh. Ouch. That's a brutal Misty. Alright. I think it's up to Cramorant again. Let's see what we can do here. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing any obvious plays here. I mean, I could do Vaporeon, deal 60, but then he would kill it with the Gyarados. No, I have to rely on the immunity with Cramorant. That is the only thing we can do here. If he has Sabrina, we're also in trouble. Ah, no. Oh, well. So let's just see. If that was a heads flip, he would not be able to kill me with Greninja. He would have to have a potion. If he didn't have a potion, he would have to retreat into the Druddigon. So it would have been interesting to see where that went. Anyway, it was a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Like I said, for my videos, I at least just want to include games to show you the potential for the deck. Games aren't always going to be win or lose. I mean, they're not always going to be winning games. Just to, so that when you watch one of my deck tech videos, it might be a little more fun to see how my matches go. As long as I feel like the game did a good job of demonstrating the idea behind the deck, I'm going to use it. So, there you go, guys. Thank you for watching. If you end up trying this deck, let me know how you do with it, and I'll see you in the next deck tech video.